Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. I hope it's a good one. Today I'm going to talk to you about a conversation I had with a friend of mine at lunch the other day, and she asked me what I thought was the key thing you have to have in order to get someone to reach their goal or to get someone to an outcome. And immediately my wheels were turning and I was like, I could list all these things, but there's one key foundation I believe to be true that you have to have when you have a relationship with somebody and you're trying to get them to their goals. And most of the time, if you're helping somebody get to their goals, you have a relationship of some sort with them. And this could be a coworker, a friend, a spouse, a family member, and most importantly, the relationship that you have with yourself. And when you're trying to get yourself to an outcome or goals. So the foundation that I believe to be true when it comes to my opinion and when I'm helping others is you have to have trust and honesty. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I mean by that, why I think you should have it, and the difference. If you're sitting here thinking, well, isn't trust and honesty the same thing? No, it's not, and it's okay if you were thinking that. I've had a lot of people say that to me before. So trust is something you have or something you give. Honesty is something you do. It's a trait that you've chosen. So you are honest with somebody and you have trust. So those are the difference. As I continue to go on, just so you know what I mean by trust and honesty. So when you think about a goal that you have or an outcome and why it's important to have trust and to be honest with yourself or with others, think about, when you go to the doctor, right? Say you just tore your ACL and you're going through, you're seeing a physical therapist, or you're sick, you have the flu and you're going to a doctor, or maybe you're going into labor. Whatever it is, you have an outcome. You have a goal. Your goal is to rehabilitate your ACL. Your goal is to feel better from the flu. Your goal is to have this baby healthy. And you trust in those doctors or those physical therapists. You trust that they're going to get you there. If you didn't, you wouldn't go to them. So it's the same when somebody is coming to you and they have goals or they want to get somewhere. They're talking to you about it and they trust that you're going to help them out. They trust that your opinion is coming from a good place, that you care enough to help them get there. So when it comes to honesty, a lot of things that I hear from people are, well, how do you not hurt someone's feelings? How are you honest with somebody, but you don't hurt their feelings? It's a conversation I have all the time, and it's a good question. And what I think most of the time is, if you're having these conversations with people, you most likely care about them. Otherwise, you wouldn't really help them get to where they wanted to be if you didn't care. So if you're always coming from that place that you care, it shouldn't come across in a way that you're going to hurt their feelings. I never really go into a conversation, or I never am like, whenever I'm trying to help somebody get to their goals, or maybe I'm doing a goal coaching session with somebody, I'm never sitting there like walking on eggshells thinking, oh gosh, I might hurt their feelings. Because they need and they want to hear what you're going to say. And sometimes with yourself, it's the same thing. You need to be honest with yourself. And we're all human, right? It hurts sometimes to have a mirror put up to your face. And it's uncomfortable. And it's natural sometimes for people to get defensive. We're humans. I get defensive sometimes. I'm nowhere near perfect. And so that's okay. But sometimes it just takes some time for that person to be like, okay, yeah. And most of the time, when people get defensive or they don't receive the honesty right, it's just because they need to be honest with themselves. I think of, so my mom is my best friend, and congrats to my mom. She is 6 years sober, going on 7, which is incredible. And shout out, Mom. But my mom is a smoker. And she's smoked since, I don't know, probably she's been a teenager. And she has this goal to stop smoking. She has had this goal for a very long time. And when I say a long time, I mean years. And so we talk about it all the time. And there's this battle. It's like she wants to stop, but she doesn't want to stop. She wants to stop, she doesn't want to stop. And so I'm honest with her. And so there's a key when it comes to honesty, and a lot of times people think that they're being honest, or we think we're being honest with ourselves, but the key to honesty is being specific, and you got to get deep. So when I say that, I mean, if I said to my mom, you know, you should stop smoking because I don't like it, or you should stop smoking because it's not good for you, or you should stop smoking because I think it's gross, or it is gross, all of which are true to me. However, they're not really the underlining truth of why I think she should stop smoking, or why I want her to stop smoking, and really why she wants to stop smoking. So there's a difference when you are talking to somebody and helping them get to their goal, and it sounds like, hey mom, you should, you want to stop smoking, you should because it's unhealthy. Yes, true. Or, hey mom, I know you want to stop smoking, I'm here for you, but I want you to know that I think that you are super strong. I know that you're super strong because you've been through a hell of a lot, and look at where you are now. And I care about you. And we both know it's not good for your health. And I want you to be around. I want you to see me walk down the aisle. I want you to be there when I have kids. I want them to experience a grandmother. I want you to be around for a lot longer. And I worry that if you don't stop now, it's just going to affect your health later. And without you, technically I'm an orphan. And you're my best friend. And that's really why I want her to stop smoking. And that's really why she wants to stop smoking. And it's not easy. So when I talk about being honest with other people, you got to get specific. And when you're honest with yourself, it's the same thing. How many of you guys, and I can say this for myself, have goals and you see the outcome, you know where you want to be, and you have the goals to get there, but maybe you're not achieving those goals. Maybe it's taking you longer to get there, and it takes that honesty in with yourself in order to sit back and think, is this something I really still want? A lot of times it's, well, I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough money. I hear that a lot. I think that a lot sometimes with my goals, but that's not really the truth. You're not being honest with yourself, because you could have more time. And what do you need to do in order to make more money, in order to get there? Sometimes it involves a lot of change, which is scary. Sometimes it involves you to do things that are going to be uncomfortable. But in order to have success, you must grow. And in order to grow, you must change. And change is uncomfortable for some people. So maybe your goals that you have, maybe you set those goals and you really wanted them a year ago, and maybe you don't want them anymore. Or maybe you set out for something and you're not getting it, and so it's just like, I want this goal just because I want to prove that I can do it, but is it really still what you want? Is it that this goal looks good to your family? It looks good to society? Is it because somebody else wants you to have this goal? That's huge. A lot of times I hear people, they want things for somebody else. But what is it that you want? And what is it that the other person wants? Be mindful when you're trying to help someone get to that outcome, that you put aside what you want and you really focus on, okay, this is what they want, and I'm here to help you get there through honesty. And I know you trust me, so we're going to get there. So I challenge you, if you have goals or you don't have goals, set some goals. And the goals that you do have, if you're not getting there or you're struggling to get there, ask yourself why. Get really deep. Get really honest with yourself. Do you really still want them? Are they important to you? If you've reached those goals, are they going to help you get to the end outcome of what you want? If not, scratch them out, rewrite them. Let them go. Create new ones. They're just thoughts. They're just written on a piece of paper. Your goals are changing all the time, and that's okay. It's okay to want something new. It's okay to not reach that and completely change it. Is it scary? Absolutely. Is it uncomfortable? Does it mean that you aren't good enough? No. You're just going to try something else. we're ever changing. We're always evolving. So our goals have to change. And if you are helping somebody else with their goals, I challenge you to be honest and come from a place that you really care and really be honest and really be specific. You know, we can say to an employee or a spouse, you're really great. But it's up for interpretation. What's great? To them, it might be, oh, I showed up on time. Or I had a smile on my face all day and I was funny today, so I'm great. But to you, when you said that, it could mean something completely different. So be specific, be honest. The uncomfortable conversations are where growth happens with yourself and with others. So I challenge you guys to do that. I hope you enjoyed this segment on trust and honesty and what I believe to be true for the key foundation to getting people there. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. And you know where to find me if you have any questions.